Roadrunner Rundown on Bakersfield.com and the CSUB Roadrunners Digital Network. Live from the Dignity Health Studios in downtown Bakersfield, California.
Hey, welcome into Roadrunner Rundown, the official program. CSUB Roadrunner Athletics, back here in the Dignity Health Studios. Corey Costello with you. Thanks so much for joining us. Something seems different about this. Anyone notice anything different about the studio? Something just doesn't seem. Oh! Gigantic conference championship trophy right here. There you go. New addition to the studio. They won't let me keep it every week, but we'll keep it here for this week because we're going to be talking about this said trophy and this said addition to the studio with our director of volleyball, Giovana Melo. Congratulations to the CSUB Roadrunners, the 2014 WAC Volleyball Conference Tournament champions. They punched their ticket to the NCAA tournament. They have a nice shiny trophy to display in their trophy case as well, and just the Icardo Center trophy room is just getting larger and larger now thanks to additions like this. So we will be chatting with Giovana Melo, our director of volleyball, and Molly O'Hagan, our senior outside hitter, who also happened to be WAC Conference Volleyball Tournament MVP. We'll chat with them coming up in the next segment of the program as we relive just what was a awesome Saturday as the Roadrunners, the 3 seed in the WAC Volleyball Tournament, beat Seattle 3-0. We'll get to that in just a moment. Also on the program today, a lot of basketball to get to, a lot of stuff this week happening, even though it's a holiday week. A lot of hoops to go around. We're going to start with women's basketball. They'll be playing on Wednesday. We will speak with Greg McCall. He'll actually come up in the last segment of the show. Bottom of the hour, we're going to be speaking with Rod Barnes, men's basketball head coach. Runners coming off their first win on Sunday over Delaware. They'll play this Sunday again against South Dakota at the Icardo Center. We'll chat with Rod Barnes about the start to the season. Rough trip to Hawaii and San Diego, not easy trips at all, but then they bounce back with a win on Sunday, so we'll talk about that and preview the upcoming game this Sunday, as well as next week's games against UC Riverside and Fresno State. So we got that coming up on the program as well. But, we're going to start with volleyball. Let's get to that right away. Let's relive it. Second year in a row in the finals for the Roadrunners. This year, things a little bit different. There's the bracket. There's the matchup. Here in the Icardo Center, we go as Bakersfield. High fives all around as the starting lineups were introduced. High fives from the team. High fives from Rowdy. High fives for everybody except that kid. He just wanted to play cars. Just leave me alone. I'm playing cars. Never mind, there's a conference championship going on from behind. Runners out early. Molly O'Hagan with a big swing and kill. She had 11 for the Roadrunners. Then Bakersfield to Danica Youngblood. Block me once. Not going to block me twice because it goes in, and she gets the kill there for the Runners. Match high 15 for Youngbloods. Runners up set point, though. Seattle gonna get the hitting air there, and then setting up set point for Bakersfield. Redhawks, though, not going down easily. 1 point here at the net. It's 24-22. Then the Redhawks serve into the net, and Bakersfield takes set 1, 25-22. Second set, Runners ahead, adding it with Sydney Haynes with the addition there. 2-point match before Molly O'Hagan gets another kill for the Roadrunners. Same spot. That's her sweet spot. Runners rolling again. Up 19-16, and the Runners feed Kelsey Sawyer. You aren't returning that rocket ship. She logs one of her 14 kills in the match. And the second set win is in sight. Seattle serving at 23-20. Again, the Runners set Sawyer. Same result as Bakersfield going to get the 2-0 win and go up 2-0. Set point. Actually, here's set point. That was a serve from Aaron Riley. And what do you know? An ace. And Bakersfield wins set 2, 25-20. A set away from the NCAA tournament. Third set, going to be all Runners. Louisa Martin serving, in Seattle coming up with the hitting error right here to make it 9-4 Bakersfield. More from CSUB coming up as Danica Youngblood for the Runners. The set and the kill down the line, 14-11. Seattle will call timeout. This was a kind of night CSUB was having. Molly O'Hagan serving, but from the middle. Watch O'Hagan. Watch this right here. Look at this wicked dive on that ball. Are you kidding me? Let's look at that again. Look at Molly O'Hagan once again. Watch the curve of that. You just have no chance. Things going the Roadrunners' way. Let's head to the WAC Digital Network now for the call of the championship point for CSUB.
Yes! Bakersfield punches their ticket to the NCAA tournament. CSU Bakersfield in 3 straight games over Seattle, and the Accardo Center is full of emotion. How about that, partner?
Runners are 2014 WAC champions. They're heading to the NCAA tournament. Look at this emotion from this special group of ladies, coaches as well. Very excited as the Runners heading to their first NCAA tournament as champions of the Western Athletic Conference. Bakersfield definitely pumped about this victory, and the Roadrunners winning 3-0 over Seattle. Molly O'Hagan, Danica Youngblood there.
It's an amazing feeling, and it means even more being here at home. It's just unbelievable. We worked so hard this season and peaked at the right time, so it's an unbelievable feeling. You know, that third set, we felt it. The whole team felt it. Like, we just had to finish it. And it was awesome to just kind of know, but we were still working hard. So it was just an amazing feeling the whole game.
Fired up. I think that getting there, it's gonna, whoever we get, we're just gonna go play and have fun. But this was very important for us. Yeah, I didn't expect this. I knew we had to make changes, and I knew we had, to get the girls to believe in some of those things, but I didn't expect this. But once we got into the end of the season, I knew that they had the heart to do it, for sure.
So the Roadrunners winning 3-0 over Seattle. The Runners win the Western Athletic Conference Championship. Selection Sunday is this Sunday to find out who they will play in their first ever NCAA tournament. It'll be the second appearance for a Roadrunners team in the NCAA tournament, the Division I level. Men's soccer had a berth back in 2011 as an at-large, but the very first conference tournament championship, first automatic bid for the Roadrunners. And the trophy made it through all those crying girls and tugging teammates. The trophy, it survived, and here it is in studio with us. So we'll talk with Giovana Melo and Molly O'Hagan coming up. Molly O'Hagan, by the way, tournament MVP, all tournament as well. Louisa Martins and Kelsey Sawyer. So again, Selection Sunday is this Sunday for the Roadrunners, 5:30 Pacific time. They will find out who they play. Let's get to some basketball. Busy week, 3 games for the men's team, culminating on Sunday against Delaware at the Accardo Center. Head coach Rod Barnes saying how happy he is to be back home, hosting Delaware on Sunday, looking for their first win. Wouldn't take too long to get rolling in this one. Jalen Arrington for Bakersfield. The straightaway basket with the Runners lead early and for good. CSUB using a different lineup, starting Cortez Connors, which worked out pretty well. He hits the free throw here for the Roadrunners. And then at the buzzer, Cortez Connors with the ball in his hand, ending the half. Goes Glass, gets the 2. Runners lead at the break. How about second half defense? The Runners holding Delaware to just 27% shooting in the game, including an 0 of 9 start in the second half. Some early misses, some good defense from the Runners as well, creating problems for the Blue Hens. Nice block there, Connors with the rebound. Bakersfield then, in the second half, this time it's going to be Abdul Ahmed to Ali Ahmed, and it was the Ahmed show in the second half. Ali all over the place. Low block with a layup there. Mostly all Ali in the second half. Once again, he's going to be coming off this miss. Rebound, one arm put back from Ahmed. 19 points, too. They were tough as he backs down 2 defenders here. Goes off the glass, gets 2 more. He even got poked in the eye. He hits his free throws. Bakersfield wins this one 70-52 over Delaware.
Every day, I remember every day at 6, we're just running, working hard. So even coach, in the board before the game, he's like, working hard, that's what we do, And I'm so excited for this year. I think this winning is going to be like a train, a car pulling another, and we're going to have a great season.
Obviously, we've been on the road for 4 games. It's been a tough 4 games. We've had times that we played well. We defended the 4 games, but we didn't score it as well. And today we kind of got going a little bit offensively, but I think just getting the pressure off the first game is most of the time the toughest one to get started with. So I think our guys will be more relaxed. I think they'll enjoy the work that we're putting in because they've worked extremely hard. So I think now they believe in what they're doing and what we're doing. So I expect us to continue to get better.
So there you have it. The Roadrunners beating Delaware 70-52 in their home opener. Bakersfield now 1-4 on the year after a couple of close early losses. They put it all together, get the victory over Delaware. The Roadrunners, busy week for them as well. Well, a little bit of a break, I should say. Here's some of the upcoming games. The Runners will host South Dakota at the Icardo Center. Sunday at 4 o'clock, that game will tip off. And then next Tuesday at 7 o'clock, the Roadrunners hosting UC Riverside at the Icardo Center as well as the 4-game homestand continues for CSUB. So those are the upcoming men's basketball games as Bakersfield looks to try to hopefully even their record here during this homestand. On to women's basketball. They were in Arizona this past weekend, and good results. First of all, they beat Arizona on Monday night, 76-72. Tana Allen, 25 points for the Roadrunners. That earned her yet another Western Athletic Conference Player of the Week nod. So Bakersfield beats the Pac-12 Arizona Wildcats 76-72. Unfortunately, couldn't make it 2 in a row. Arizona State with a sort of hobbled Tana Allen, limiting Bakersfield. Arizona State beating the Roadrunners 83-54. Brooke Hinkins, 12 points for CSUB to lead the way as Bakersfield now 2-1 on the season after their opening win against Air Force. Runners now continue at home as well. A pair of home games from a couple of teams from Fresno. First, it'll be Wednesday night, Bakersfield hosting Fresno Pacific, 7 o'clock at the Icardo Center. And then Sunday at noon, Fresno State is at the Icardo Center for on the women's basketball side. Sunday at noon, the tip-off time there. Of course, the men's game follows at 4 o'clock. So if you buy a ticket, you can stick around and watch both basketball games and maybe even find out who the volleyball team plays in the during the selection during the same time as well. So a lot of stuff going on this Sunday. By the way, a couple quick notes on men's and women's swimming. They were at the Arena Invite last weekend. Men's team finishing in 4th place, paced by Mitchell Huxold. He won 3 events. He also recorded 3 more NCAA B-cut times and named swimmer of the meet for his efforts as well. So a nice weekend for not only the Roadrunners, but for Mitchell Huxell as well. On the women's side, Lucy Sanderson paced Bakersfield to an 11th place finish out of 15 teams. Several personal best and CSUB top 5 times were posted during the meet as well. So a very good showing for men's and women's swimming at the Arena Invitational this past weekend. So congratulations to them, both men's and women's swim teams, and Mitchell Huxell for being named swimmer of the meet at what is a very big-time college meet every year at the Arena Invite. All right, we're going to step away and take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about this a little bit more about the Western Athletic Conference volleyball champions. We'll be speaking with Giovana Melo, head coach, and Molly O'Hagan, senior outside hitter, as they get ready for the NCAA tournament. Back after this, it's Roadrunner Rundown.
This is dignity, the smile given to a sick child, the steps taken to find a cure, future leaders learning to make a difference, humanitarians who give from the heart, and a love that comes from above. At Mercy and Memorial Hospitals, dignity is more than just a word. It's who we are.
Current Business Journal contains news and information from local business leaders and organizations. Topics include agriculture, health and medical, energy, transportation, and more. Visit currentbusinessjournal.com to find out how to subscribe or where to pick up a free copy. To inquire about advertising in the bi-monthly Business Journal, call 395-7586. Find us online on Facebook and Twitter, as well as on currentbusinessjournal.com.
Save 50 to 90% with the Bakersfield Californians Daily Deal featured on Bakersfield.com. A daily deal is offered each weekday on services from local restaurants, dry cleaners, health and beauty services, retail shops, and local activities for the entire family. The daily deal is 100% local. Find these amazing deals only at dailydeal.bakersfield.com.
It's another Sunday afternoon showdown when the CSUB Roadrunners host South Dakota at the Accardo Center this Sunday at 4 p.m. Join the Roadrunners as they celebrate the age-old tradition of beating the Coyotes. Anvil not required. Tickets are available now at valleytix.com and the Accardo Center ticket office. Take advantage of new low prices, including $5 kids tickets, good for any seat in the house. CSUB, South Dakota. Roadrunners, Coyotes, this Sunday at 4 at the CSUB Accardo Center. The Roadrunner Scholarship Fund creates educational opportunities for over 300 student athletes at CSUB. By becoming a member and donating to the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund, you're not only helping the Roadrunners fund the scholarship needs of our teams, you're investing in the future. The Roadrunner Scholarship Fund isn't just developing student athletes. We're developing tomorrow's leaders from lessons learned during competition. For more information, log on to gorunners.com/donate and become a member of the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund.
Welcome back to Roadrunner Rundown as we continue on the program. A lot of stuff still to get to on the show. Some basketball previews coming up. Both men's and women's basketball have home games this week at the Accardo Center, so we'll talk with Rod Barnes and Greg McCall coming up a little bit later on the program. And we continue, though, talking about CSUB volleyball. And it's like Elf on a Shelf. The trophy just moves around. It's our version of Elf on a Shelf as it just kind of appears. But we're talking about the Western Athletic Conference Tournament Championship, won by the CSUB volleyball team, and head coach Giovana Melo joining us, along with tournament MVP Molly O'Hagan.
Hello.
Congratulations, ladies, and welcome to the show.
Thank you.
What's it been like the last, I don't know, it's been like 72 hours now, a little bit more than that. So what has that time been like for you after, winning the school's first conference championship?
It's just unreal. It hasn't totally set in just yet that we're heading to the NCAA tournament. Every time I run into a teammate anywhere, we're on campus or at home, it's just like, we just won a WAC championship. It's just an amazing feeling, and it's just so unreal still.
Yeah, and Coach, you and I talked about this after the game, but, this is your first season. You came in you have 11 girls on the team, yep. So you didn't get a chance to really recruit for the most part. You brought in, Louisa, and that was, basically it as far as the recruits. Didn't have a chance to really build the team the way you might want to, so you had to sort of work with what you got, and wow, you found a way to make the most of it, didn't you?
Yeah, it's really all credit to them. They were great kids, and they just worked their butts off.
And you had to sort of put in a new system. And you had players like Molly, who've been here a long time, and Danica, who's there for a year. And you had some key parts, but they're used to a different system. So was it tough early on to get everything sort of put together in a new system?
Very. Look at her looking at me. Yeah, I had to change pretty much everything of the way they did it. But, I knew, and that's the part of changing a system. I knew that at the end, when everything started clicking, they start understanding a little bit that we would kind of, start getting better, start playing a little bit better. I knew that would take a little while, but yeah, I changed pretty much everything.
True.
and Molly, you and I had kind of talked about this at the beginning of the year, but this was a team coming in where the top outside hitter, the setter were gone, and you kind of got a chance to sort of take over as one of the top hitters on the team. And what was that transition like? And it seemed like everyone sort of fell in line and did their part.
Yeah, absolutely. It was an opportunity for other players to step up. Yes, we were missing some key components from last year's team, but it really set the stage for other players to step up and to really take their game to the next level. And I think, Danica coming in and just being a standout player this year was key, and Kelsey being standout, and Sydney coming in, not playing at all last year, and just being a huge part of the team. It really made our game flow.
You know what I was most impressed with? I was watching the tournament championship, and really throughout the season has been the development of some of the players, as you pointed out, that didn't play a ton last year. Obviously, Danica Youngblood being one of them. Sydney had redshirted last year, but she really came on strong. Sophie, a lot of contributions out of her. Aaron Riley, a lot of and those were players that hadn't played a ton. So, Coach, how do they kind of fit into your system, knowing you had a few players that were there, but they just hadn't played a ton?
It really was, one step at a time throughout the season. Sophie was out of nowhere. We were like, we need a DS, and she just brings all this energy. She's a great kid, and we put her in one game, and she started doing so awesome that we were like, we need to keep her there every game. And so all of a sudden she took that role and was doing amazingly, you know, bringing all this energy. And I mean, she sometimes would barely touch the ball, and the whole time that she's there, but the team they had a completely different atmosphere with her. And it was the same thing with the other ones. I think that they just had to gain a little bit of confidence that they didn't have before from, you know, not playing, and some other aspects of their games that were different that we were changing. But once they gained a little confidence, it was all put together.
Yeah, and we really looked at the numbers involved in this too. I mean, 11. It's funny almost to watch our matches because you see the other team, for the most part, all the non-starters, people aren't in the game, they're lined up all the way down and kind of around the corner, and then here's our 4 on the bench. I mean, Molly, obviously, I know that was difficult throughout the year, especially just on a practice schedule, just to be able to get some reps in practice.
Yeah, you know, I would say that this is probably the best shape I've been in throughout my collegiate career. We can't afford to take a lot of breaks at practice, you know, because there's 3 middles and 3 outsides, you know. So, you know, we're in good condition, shape for sure. But, you know, I think us being a smaller squad has really made us a tighter knit group and a tighter family. There's less people. It worked best for us. And yes, it was difficult at times when class schedules conflicted with practice, so we would only have 9 players, and Coach G would have to play, or Cesar would have to play, or Mac would have to play. And, you know, it really made us be able to deal with whatever adversity came to us in a game as well.
Yeah, you're probably the first team in the history of college volleyball to actually have posted signs on campus asking for practice players and then turn around and win your conference tournament and go to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah,
I mean,
that was real.
Yep.
Yes, there was.
That just happened.
Yes, there were actual signs that said, "You want to play volleyball at a high level? Come join the runners at practice." Because I remember, and Coach Mack had said, "Look, I can't do it anymore. I'm too tired." Right. So yeah, you're probably the only team. I had to look that up, but you're probably the only team that's ever done that. So now, what a great! I mean, the great part about this thing was it was the first one won at home. And Coach, you and I had talked about this a while ago as we were getting ready to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the national championship team. We had talked about, you know, they had said we weren't that good going into the regionals, but we hosted at home, and so we got a lot of momentum, and we just kind of got hot at the right time and won the national championship. And we talked about that same kind of concept, right, of just letting the team know, hey, when you're at home in the conference tournament, anything can happen.
Yeah, and I think that was one of the turning points for us a little bit. They heard, you know, Michelle talk about some of those things that they went through, and Steve Barnes talked to us a little bit about what happened. And I think that game was a pretty good game for us. We turned out and played pretty well, and I think they kind of started getting a little bit of, you know, what would be like when we're playing in a WAC. And
yeah, and it definitely paid off, obviously. And having the home crowd, Molly, you'd been here for 4 years, and now to win the first conference championship tournament at home, I mean, that doesn't happen very often, so that'd be pretty special.
Yeah, you know, it was just great to be able to not only bring this trophy to Bakersfield, but to win it in Bakersfield. You know, it's great to have the community there, and it was awesome seeing all those who supported us, and so it just made the feeling even more surreal.
And you had to kind of go through a tough route. This was the first time they said in the history of the WAC tournament that neither a 1 or 2 seed was playing in the championship. As a 3 seed, you had to play all 3 days. You didn't get that first day off. You get New Mexico State in the second round. That obviously was the game that kind of set you up. How tough was that game, especially because you hadn't beat them throughout this year yet?
You know, that first set, we weren't on our game just yet. And then once we hit the second, third, fourth, you know, we just took off. And we talked in the locker room beforehand, like, this is our time. This is us getting revenge from the championship match last year. You know, that was a brutal game, and we were ready to come back and take it to them. And that was one of the best feelings after winning the championship. That was the first, but the second best feeling was taking down New Mexico State, because it was just something that needed to happen. We needed to get them. We needed to not let them think that they were better than us.
Yeah, and you got them, and Coach, you know, this is something that you have done throughout your career as a coach. You have won championships, and this is your first Division I championship as a coach. So you're used to these situations. So did that help? Did that help the team? Did it help your preparation? You seem pretty calm on game day. I mean, you've been here before, so did that help you a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, it did. It's definitely a completely, different situation. It's a completely different level. But yeah, it did help. I think we did some things pretty similar to the way I did it at the junior college. We watched a movie. We did some things that are similar that I believe are inspirational and motivation to them. And so I feel the things that I did before were helpful for sure.
What was the movie that helped you get inspired?
Miracle.
Nice, nice. I love it. Very good. That's we're gonna start giving copies of that out to all of our teams now. Apparently, that's the secret for the conference championship. Molly, same sort of question though. I mean, with coach's experience in these situations, did it help the team just sort of focus on just playing and not worry about all the other stuff going on around you?
Yeah, totally. We had one game before the tournament started where all the coaching staff came in and they brought in their national championship rings. And us just seeing that that's a reality and that's where our team could be, that really kind of started putting together all the pieces at the end, of us coming together as a family and us coming together as a team. And ever since that meeting, it's just been different. And so going into a championship match with a coach who has been in this position many times before, it was kind of settling. We can do this. She knows what she's doing. We know what we're doing. We're well prepared. We can do this. So it was very nice going into that with someone who has that experience.
What now? You have to wait a week and change. You get all this time off. You've been doing nothing but playing with 11 players and practicing every day. And so how do you keep kind of sharp and focused as you get ready for this next round?
Well, I mean, it's hard not to. I mean, we're heading into the NCAA tournament. I mean, holy crap! How can you not just be so fired up? We took yesterday off, and today we're headed back into the gym actually right after this. So I'm pretty pumped to get back into the gym and just having that vision of who knows what can happen, who knows where we're going to end up. I think that's really going to keep us pumped throughout the next week. I mean, I'm just silently waiting and shaking. Who are we going to play? Where are we going? And I know the rest of the team and the coaching staff is like that too. But we're determined. No matter who we face, we're going to bring it.
And do you almost, Coach, going into this tournament, do you almost have this? Is your team almost relaxed? I mean, here you did the impossible already. I mean, you won the conference tournament as a 3 seed, basically in three games. So going into the tournament now, I mean, no one expected you to be here. Mm-hmm. So are you at this point saying, hey, we're just, to use the term, playing with house money? I mean, we're just gonna go have fun.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's what we worked so hard for. For this situation. Now we have no pressure. We just go in and play.
Awesome. And then I know this week is always I've been to this a couple times, and it's just this is the week where you hate the waiting because all you hear is oh, I think you're going to go here. Oh, I think you're going to go here. But I'm going to tell you, it's what everyone says is wrong. What everyone is trying to say, we went through this in baseball years ago, men's soccer, they're wrong, all right? I'm telling you. You don't know what's going to happen with the selection committee or the bracket, and you just you got to wait. But the good news is you're in. There's teams on the bubble.
Right.
You're not on the bubble. You punched your ticket. Well, congratulations, ladies, once again. And, Coach, good job. I should have made the comment to somebody. I said, this is the reason why we hired Giovana, to win games like this. This is why we wanted her, because we knew she could win championships. And Molly, congratulations on tournament MVP as well.
Thank you.
Have they had a official? Have they had a Molly O'Hagan Day yet in Tonganoxie, Kansas?
No, not yet.
I want to make some calls.
Okay, yeah, you make it happen.
I'm gonna call the mayor of
You
Tonganoxie.
need to stop. Her head is we are not going to be able to.
I know. Get her through the door. I know.
Whatever.
I know. I mean, I'll call the mayor.
Okay, see what you can do.
They'll turn off the stoplight and they'll have a parade for you.
I'm sure.
Okay, awesome. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, Molly O'Hagan, Giovana Melo, thanks again, ladies. And when we come back, folks, we're going to be speaking with head coach Rod Barnes. We'll talk some men's basketball. They're at home on Sunday as our homestand continues. Back after this, it's Roadrunner Rundown.
Honey, have you called Gunlocks about fixing that toilet upstairs?
I saw a plumbing episode on the Fix It channel. Yeah, I can fix it.
You could try it yourself, or you could just call Gunlax and save your marriage. Gunlax, 327-3052.
That wasn't so bad.
Save 50 to 90% with the Bakersfield Californians Daily Deal featured on Bakersfield.com. A daily deal is offered each weekday on services from local restaurants, dry cleaners, health and beauty services, retail shops, and local activities for the entire family. The daily deal is 100% local. Find these amazing deals only at dailydeal.bakersfield.com.
Introducing TBC Mobile from the Bakersfield Californian. The most complete news, sports, weather, video, opinion, and lifestyle coverage in Bakersfield and Kern County. It's the easiest way to stay up to date on all things local while on the go. Read it on your smartphone or tablet. Download now by searching Bakersfield Californian in the Apple, Google, and Amazon app stores.
We pursue excellence in the classroom and strive to achieve our potential. We compete on the field with integrity,
on the court with respect,
and in the pool with distinction.
We are strong leaders in our community and gain values from our biggest fans.
We continue the legacy of commitment to our universities, to our coaches, to our teammates, and most importantly to you.
We learn, we compete, we inspire.
We are the Western Athletic Conference.
The Roadrunner Scholarship Fund creates educational opportunities for over 300 student athletes at CSUB. By becoming a member and donating to the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund, you're not only helping the Roadrunners fund the scholarship needs of our teams, you're investing in the future. The Roadrunner Scholarship Fund isn't just developing student athletes, we're developing tomorrow's leaders from lessons learned during competition. For more information, log on to gorunners.com/donate and become a member of the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund.
And we are back here on Roadrunner Rundown. Thanks so much for joining us. My thanks to Molly O'Hagan and Giovana Melo for joining us and pushing practice back a few minutes to able to join us on the show. That's why they have more volleyball guests this year. They're practicing during the TV show. But thanks to them for joining us and kind of recapping Saturday's big win. And, of course, we'll find out Sunday who they play in the NCAA tournament. Joined now as the homestand continues, gratefully the homestand continues, for CSUB men's basketball is head coach Rod Barnes. Coach, you told me before the game on Sunday how excited you were that we were back at home, and you guys showed it. I mean, 70-52 win over Delaware. Obviously, it was nice to be back in the Icardo Center.
It was. I mean, I thought our guys were very confident going into the game. I thought even when we had stretches that we weren't playing as well, I think the home court advantage helped us, and I think our guys are starting to take pride in playing at home. And now we've got 3 more games on the road, so we're looking forward to it. That road can be tough on you, and we survived it, and we got out of it to get a win back on Sunday. So we're excited about it.
And you guys have the next game coming up Sunday against South Dakota. Delaware was the first win. Defense was a big part in that one too. You had a similar stretch, obviously Thursday at San Diego State, but then you come out in the second half and hold Delaware to 0 of 9 from the field to start the second half. You guys seem to be really in tune defensively. Even like you said, sometimes the offense wasn't there, but the defense was very good on Sunday.
Well, it was. I mean, and that's the thing that we've tried to build, this season on. We went out and recruited guys that we thought were, really good defensive players that could really, understand what it takes to win on the defensive end. And this is our first season kind of being like that. One year we were there with kind of mixed bag. We played pretty good defense, but we're also pretty good offensively. And last 2 years I thought we could score with people, but I didn't think we were a very good defensive team. And this team here, I think, has a chance to be really special on the defensive end. And if we can do that, I think we've got enough offense. I think we've proven that we've got guys that can step up and make shots. And, I think we can get enough scoring from inside out balance that this team may end up getting better. So I told them, our biggest thing is in this first couple of months, the first month, you just want to get better every week. And I think we're getting better. I think we've shown that defensively, but I thought offensively we showed some spurts on Sunday.
Ali Ahmed again, 19 points, having a good start to his season once again. A lot of offensive rebounds and putbacks in his game on Sunday, and it's not easy for him to score. They're double him now. After one game, the film's out, but he broke through double teams, and then some other guys hit some shots too when he was double teamed because I think he had like 3 more assists.
Right. Yeah, I think we're getting a better flow. I mean, we just finished working out, and one of the things we were working on him breaking the double team because we still feel like we've got to get him the ball. But I think we've got some guys, and this week we're going to work really hard on the offensive end and try to get guys in a better flow. I thought having Brent Rapp at the point really helped us. We got our turnovers down. It seemed like we had a better control of the game. I even thought Ty Corbin came off the bench and didn't play with as much pressure it seems that he's had on him. So I thought our movement of the basketball was better. But most importantly, and we talked about this before the game, we just seem like a more confident team on the offensive end. And whether it goes well or not, obviously we think it will, but we just seemed like we were at a little bit better flow of jumping up and taking shots. And then we hit a few more also.
You brought up Brent Rapp at point, getting his first start. Seemed to be just as calm as can be for a redshirt freshman. I know you expected him to be good down the road, but you're kind of calling on him early here to be a starter, and it seems like so far he kind of answered the bell.
Well, he has. I mean, when going down to San Diego State a week ago and starting him in that game and playing him and feeling like, maybe we can get him, in the second half. I thought maybe we would run out of gas, but he continued to play well. And, and then starting him in the beginning of the game. This game was, he's just a kid that has control. He's a great listener. That's the important thing about him. He's really coachable. You give him instruction, he tries to follow it to a T. And as a result, I think he got us in the right things and got us in the right places and got the ball to the right people. And as a result, we were better from a assist to turnover ratio, which was great to see.
And he also has the ability, not so much as a shooter, but he drives very well, and he's very quick off the dribble. And that seems to be something that, in your sort of system, you want the point guard to facilitate, but you also want him to be able to have that scoring ability.
Well, there's no doubt about that, because I think when the point guard's a threat, it just makes things tougher for the defense. And, for the first time that I got a chance to work with him, I was impressed with his first step. He's got a very quick first step, and if you're not careful, he'll find you'll find him at the basket. And the great thing about him is he's an unselfish kid, and he's one of what people call a basketball junkie. He talks it. That's all he wants to do is be around it. So I think we've been impressed with him. I thought he would, again, be a really good player and tried to take some pressure off him. That's what I was planning to do, but. After a couple of losses, we thought, hey, let's try him and see what happens. And we still have confidence in Ty, but right now, we just got to go with the guy that's playing the best.
Absolutely. Now, South Dakota coming up on Sunday. They've kind of had a rough start to the season. Talk about that matchup. You get those types of teams in here, and what you expect.
Well, I've watched film on them yesterday, and they're a very solid team. The thing about them, it's really a control situation that they like to do. They're not the biggest team, so they're trying to count their possessions and be really efficient in what they're doing. So we're going to have to really focus on locking down on defense. And then offensively, we got to, again, take great shots and make some shots. But I think, when you look at the two teams, obviously I think our team will be a little bit bigger, having them more an advantage. I think overall as far as the depth inside, but their guards are good, and they scored pretty well. So we got to do a really good job. The thing is, Corey, and I told our players, usually we would have a non-D1 early or something like that to give us a breather. Yeah. But this year, I didn't want to do that. We saved those till a little bit later when we had breaks in the conference play and one right after Christmas. I thought we needed to stay really with teams that would be competitive with us. And we're going to have to play on Sunday. But, again, I think our guys will be looking forward. I think, again, it's an advantage for us to be playing at home, and hopefully our fans will come out and have a great crowd to give us an even better home court advantage.
Yeah, I mean, the month of December, after you get through this next week or so, Sunday and then Tuesday and the next Saturday, on the road a little bit again, Portland and then the Utah State tournament. So definitely going to be tough games on those on the road as well. Always tough at Utah State. Looking forward a little bit. I know yesterday we announced some signings for your program. Three junior college players coming in for next year. Talk about this early signing class. I think our biggest early signing class, right? Three in the early period.
It is our biggest signing class, and Coach Mark Shue, who leads our recruiting now, really has done a really good job of getting out and really got us in on some good players. And we were hoping that we could sign 4, but we signed 3, which gives us a head start and give us the opportunity that now we can kind of be a little bit more selective in the spring than what we've been in the past. And we've even signed guys in August and things like that. But we're ahead and that's what I feel like it was a great hire for us to hire him. And I think with these 3 young men, we've got a talented group of guys, 2 guards. Both guys can play point guard. One of them, Dedrick, is a guy that can play off the ball. He could score it a little bit better. And then a big fellow we've got, I think people are going to love him. He has a great sense of humor, but also he's a lot like Ali, that he's a really good offensive player inside. Big body. He was really probably about 290 pounds or something like that, and he's lost about 40 pounds and kind of gotten in better shape. And he still is a big, heavy kid, but we feel like he can give us depth inside in the post. So we feel really good about where we are, and now we've kind of got a team that we feel like that we can kind of go out and select, because we feel like we got guys at each position, and now we can try to get the very best player that fits our program.
The other guard, Justin Pride, came from Columbia State Junior College, where Matt Smith, even though Matt hasn't played yet because of injury, but they were teammates. So obviously you get a couple of junior college teammates looking to next year on the same team is always a good idea.
Well, it is. I mean, the thing is about Justin is he's averaged double figures in assists almost all of his career. So he's a pass-first point guard. He's a great leader. He's a tough kid, really good defender. We were really grateful to get him, and Matt really did a great job of helping us, and got him out on a visit, and his dad came out, and it really is a great gift for us, because I just think as the year goes on, it's going to be a lot of higher level conferences that would like in which they had assigned him early. So we feel really good about where we are. We got a couple of kids, as you said, Matt sitting out right now, Brandon sitting out. So we got 2 really good forwards, a small forward, and another guy that can play both positions. So with the guys we have coming back, now we really feel like we got something to build. We think the foundation is laid. Now we can start to build forward and recruit earlier, get the earlier signees, and be more selective to choose the guy that we want instead of just recruiting, and whoever comes be a good guy for us to get. I think right now we're in a best position that we've been in since I've been here.
Awesome. And the Thanksgiving coming up on Thursday. Are you cooking for the team?
I got the team over. You're welcome. You're welcome to come over. I'm sure you're going to be running around doing something, but you're welcome to come over. We're going to practice, Joe, and we'll practice before we get the turkey down, and then give the guys the rest of the evening off.
Well, I brought it up actually after the game with Coach Alford. I'd said, these games before Thanksgiving are so important because everything tastes so much better after a victory, right?
There's no question about that. I can just taste the turkey now, and looking forward to the mac and cheese. But, if we had taken a loss on Sunday, I don't know if we would be even having Thanksgiving dinner. But, I mean, we would, but the foods just don't taste as well after losses.
Well, Rex Ryan said it a couple weeks ago. He said the food tastes better, your girlfriends are prettier. It just everything's better after a win.
There's no question about that.
Congratulations on the first victory of the year, and good luck on Sunday. We'll see you at the Adcardo Center against South Dakota, and then, of course, next week, Tuesday against Riverside, and next Saturday against Fresno State. Looking forward to that.
Well, we want to make sure we take care of Sunday, but next week is a huge week for us. I think it's one of those weeks that defining place for us early in the year when you got Riverside and Fresno here. So, but we've got to take care of business, and we'll keep our team focused on Sunday's game.
All right, thanks, Coach. We'll see you then.
Thank you.
All right, head coach Rod Barnes here on Roadrunner Rundown. We will step away and come back with women's basketball head coach Greg McCall. They're playing 2 home games this weekend. This week. We'll talk about those when we come back. It's Roadrunner Rundown.
This is dignity. The smile given to a sick child. The steps taken to find a cure. Future leaders learning to make a difference. Humanitarians who give from the heart. And a love that comes from above. At Mercy and Memorial Hospitals, dignity is more than just a word. It's who we are.
We've never done marketing. It seems to be a little intimidating. You don't know what's available. You think you're going to sell your first child or it's going to be really expensive to do. But Heather really described everything in a way that we knew exactly what we were doing. There was nothing, no questions about it. She was very clear.
I really enjoyed that Heather took her time to get to know us as a family, get to know our business. From anyone that I do meet, I like to get to know them.
We knew exactly what we were getting into, but really the results of it was far more than we ever expected. I think it brought us to the forefront of most people's mind. So they heard our name, and then all of the videos and pictures, the Bakersfield Live, put a face to the name, and they were able to connect that and know what our product was, but also know us as a family.
Because of the Bakersfield Californian and because of Heather, generated so much buzz about our restaurant that we couldn't have done it alone.
Make the holidays brighter for disadvantaged and hospitalized children in Kern County. Join us Wednesday, December 3rd from 5 a.m. to 6 p.m. for the Chips for Kids Toy Drive at the Bakersfield Californian parking lot on the corner of H and 18th. Make the holidays brighter for disadvantaged and hospitalized children in Kern County. Join us Wednesday, December 3rd from 5 a.m. to 6 p.m. for the Chips. Make the holidays brighter for disadvantaged and hospitalized children in Kern County. Join us Wednesday, December 3rd from 5 a.m. to 6 p.m. for the Chips for Kids Toy Drive at the Bakersfield Californian parking lot on the corner of H and 18th Streets in downtown Bakersfield. Donate unwrapped toys for ages 0 to 16. No time to shop? Cash donations are also accepted. Chips for Kids Toy Drive, sponsored by the California Highway Patrol and the Bakersfield Californian.
It's another Sunday afternoon showdown when the CSUB Roadrunners host South Dakota at the Accardo Center this Sunday at 4 p.m. Join the Roadrunners as they celebrate the age-old tradition of beating the Coyotes. Anvil not required. Tickets are available now at valleytix.com and the Accardo Center ticket office. Take advantage of new low prices, including $5 kids tickets, good for any seat in the house. CSUB South Dakota. Roadrunners, Coyotes, this Sunday at 4 at the CSUB Accardo Center. The Roadrunner Scholarship Fund creates educational opportunities for over 300 student athletes at CSUB. By becoming a member and donating to the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund, you're not only helping the Roadrunners fund the scholarship needs of our teams, you're investing in the future. The Roadrunner Scholarship Fund isn't just developing student athletes. We're developing tomorrow's leaders from lessons learned during competition. For more information, log on to gorunners.com/donate and become a member of the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund.
Back here on Roadrunner Rundown. Thanks so much for joining us on the program. Get the show anytime, by the way, on demand at gorunners.com. And also my thanks to Giovana Melo, Molly O'Hagan for joining us from volleyball, head coach Rod Barnes from men's basketball. Last segment, and another team that is in town this week is CSUB women's basketball. They're in town for 2 games starting tomorrow night, Wednesday night against Fresno Pacific, and then Sunday afternoon against Fresno State. And head coach Greg McCall joins us. Coach, welcome back. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having us again.
Start of the season, so far so good. 2-1. You split the Arizona trip, which, I mean, really, realistically, that was probably what you guys were hoping to do, right?
Yeah, that was something that we were looking forward to. Of course, we wanted to win both games over there. That would have been great to do that. But to come away with a split against 2 Pac-12 opponents is something that's really huge. We made history again by, beating Arizona, first time in history able to do that. They came here at our place 2 years ago and beat us pretty good. So for us to go over there and do that, that was really good.
Yeah, and a pretty impressive win. I know you were up by 20 at one point in that game, and they kind of clawed their way back, but you guys made some shots down the stretch, closed it out, so you had to be pretty proud about the way your team performed in that one.
Yeah, very proud. We had some great veteran leadership on the team, and then our newcomers, they did a really good job of coming in and contributing. But, yes, definitely proud of the way the girls closed the game out. They did make a huge run. They kind of startled us a little bit there when they went to a zone, something that we thought that we really wasn't going to expect from them, but they did, and kind of caught us off guard a little bit, but we rebounded from it, made some adjustments to it, and pulled the win out.
Yeah, and then you dropped the one at Arizona State, but you already beaten Air Force. So 2-1 going into this week. Fresno Pacific tomorrow night, transitioning Division II team actually up to Division II. So talk about that matchup a little bit for Wednesday.
They've always been a really good opponent for us to kind of fine tune ourselves to see where we are. And I know they're doing the same thing, kind of like a measuring stick for them to see where they are and see how they'll be able to stand up against a Division I opponent. It gives us an opportunity to be able to help us work on a lot of things, fine-tune some players on a lot of different things. So we're looking forward to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you guys have Fresno State on Sunday as well.
Yes.
That's always a good one. Sunday at noon, you'll be taking them on at the Icardo Center. So, again, a little bit about the matchup with the Bulldogs.
Oh, that's always a huge matchup. Both of these games are huge for us because it's two Fresno teams. This is an opportunity for us to really steal the Valley. So we're looking forward to that. But Fresno State has always been a rival. I haven't yet to beat them as a head coach. So I'm looking forward to that. And I think this is an opportunity for us to be able to do something special.
Now, looking at the first few games of the year, obviously Tana Outland's going to score her points. I know she was a little banged up going to that Arizona State game, but you've had some other players sort of come in, and Deji Vines had a good game against Arizona, and you add in Brooke Hinken's been shooting the ball pretty well. So you got talk about some of the other contributors so far this season for your squad.
Yeah, Deji Vines, she's always done a good job, but she's found her niche and what she can do. She scored a lot against Arizona, as well as she started the same way off against Arizona State. And Brooke Hinkins, she's really found her niche in shooting the basketball well. That's something that we've been looking forward to her being able to do with us. And so her confidence is way to the roof right now. So we wanted to keep that going. Alyssa Shannon, without her being a floor general out there for us, a lot of things we wouldn't be able to get into. And so she keeps us calm. She keeps us poised. She starts the offense as well as she starts the defense. So with her on the floor, that helps us out a lot. And then Shaquita Smith, she's coming in, hitting some big shots and bringing up balls of energy. She talks so much out there on the floor, and as well as you've seen how she's now off the floor as well, too, just balls of energy. So we love having that part about her. Brittany Sims is another one that has really been coming up and stepping up big for us in the middle because Bada Bay has been on and off hurt. She didn't get the opportunity to play against Arizona State. But she's done a really good job, Brittany Sim has. And
early on, I mean, you've got to be pretty pleased to have this happening now, to have a lot of different contributors, to have some people stepping up, and obviously you'd like to probably be a little healthier, but you are getting those contributions early as opposed to waiting until midway through the year before those players step up. So now as a coach looking forward to the entire schedule in front of you, it's got to be good to see that you've got options.
Yes, it is really good to see you got options, and you want those options to continue to get better and better. You don't want them to start sinking and losing confidence. So myself as a coach, I always try to instill the most confidence I can in my players. I always want to push that confidence level to the roof and then not let it come down. Another great player that has been doing extremely well, she hasn't shown up a lot in scoring, but Erica Williams. She's been doing a lot of great things out there on the floor, some small things that just doesn't show up in the box scores, rebounding, taking charge, and playing defense on perimeter players as well as on post players. So that's another one that's been really doing a good job.
Yeah, and you mentioned some of the players you mentioned are some of your players of size as well, which you haven't had a ton of those in the past years. So obviously will this be one of your biggest / most athletic teams you've had yet?
Yes, it is. It is, and it's one of those unfortunate things that we had another 6'4" girl that was going to be in the middle there for us this year, and unfortunate thing, she tore her ACL, so she won't be able to play for us. But that would have gave us even more height, along with Haley Ford, who's about 6'1", 6'2". So those girls there, they're really doing a good job. And like you said, that is my most tallest and athletic team that we've had here in a long time.
Yeah, and good to have it getting going early. Talk about your month of December coming up. You have a couple home games this weekend, and then I know you got some Midwest road swings and some other stuff coming up out of town.
Yeah, we have 2 more right after that. After this, the Battle of the Valley, I will call it. We have 2 more home games after that. I think it's against Irvine and Riverside,
right.
And then we'll head out to Nebraska and we'll play Omaha, and then we'll play the University of Nebraska, which will be another top 25 team that we'll be facing against, so another tournament team. So looking forward to this home stand first, and taking care of business here at home has always been good. So we love all your support. We had a great crowd in our first game against Air Force, so hoping you guys will come back out and join us for this Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. Sunday at noon, and if you get a ticket to the women's game, hey, hang around and come back to the men's game in the afternoon as well. So 2 games, 1 ticket. We like to do that. Coach, congrats on a good start and on the win at Arizona, and good luck on tomorrow night, and then good luck on Sunday as well.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
All right, Greg McCall here on Roadrunner Rundown, CSUB Women's Basketball head coach, and the Runners again Wednesday night, 7 o'clock against Fresno Pacific. Sunday, noon against Fresno State at the Ricardo Center. That'll be followed up at 4 o'clock by the men's team at home against South Dakota at 4 o'clock, tipping off at the Ricardo Center as well. Tickets available at valleytix.com. Get this show anytime online at gorunners.com. Check out archive editions of the program. Hey, next week on the show, we're going to be talking more basketball because we've got a lot of home games to come, but special in-studio appearance by Truxton Mile. They are the opening act for our Easton Corbin concert, which is coming up December the 11th at the Fox Theater, raising funds for the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund. So we'll hang out and we'll jam a little next week on the program. We'll maybe I might jam or something, or play the table drums. But Truxton Mile, that group in studio. Next week we will have that on the program, along with more about CSUB basketball, and also we'll be following CSUB volleyball and their place in the NCAA tournament. Selection Sunday is this Sunday at 5:30. They'll find out their opponent in their first ever Division I volleyball tournament, and so we will have that details as well here on Roadrunner Rundown. Thanks for joining us again, folks. My thanks to Molly O'Hagan and Giovana Melo from CSUB Volleyball, Rod Barnes from men's basketball, and of course Greg McCall from women's basketball for joining us on the program. We will catch you next week. This has been Roadrunner Rundown.